IBC, when we started this question of cleaning the register in 97, you know, we used to send people even to the mortuaries, 97, to try to get the records of the people who are dead because it is not up to date. The KPMG said there were all over 1.5 million people thought to have died. And yet it came out with only 91 or something.
92,000, and actually it was reduced to 88.
That, that is a very small number. And that is the number that IBC concentrated on removing from the register. We don't know about the rest. The thing that IBC has to do, like my brother said, is let them come out, let them be transparent, let them explain so that the public know exactly where they're having difficulties. Because someone to assume that the 1 million are going to vote is neither here nor there. And I believe there's nothing the IBC can do. Secondly, we, as Wanjiku, I'm putting a lot of trust on the media, who will be there at the voting. I'm putting a lot of trust on the agents, who will be there observing the voting. I'm putting a lot of trust on the agencies. And I think I would urge the political parties to get credible agencies who understand, people who are literate, who are able to discuss issues. You know, sometimes they pick very rowdy people. And it worries me, actually, because some party has said they are going to have a minimum of 10 people per station. The other one will come up from 10. Recently, I had the police, I think the inspector of police said they want to have a discussion with the IBC, perhaps with the political parties, or to agree on the format of who is going to be within the voting area, because that can be very rowdy. You'll get everybody there, and that is the beginning of the problem. So let's have these other people coming to assist in ensuring that the people who are eligible voters are the only one who can vote. And since the voting will be there, the counting will be there, the relaying of the result will be there, we should be able to come up with a credible election. I believe the IBC is doing the best. Let them explain these other things as they come up. Let them not wait to be accused of this or the other. Let them be in the front.
All right. IBC has also found itself in hot soup again with the ballot printing tender. We're waiting for a ruling about it this coming Friday, actually tomorrow. And it's, you know, the opposition saying that, you know, with the president having met these people, these officials from Al Ghurair, you know, it's given them an unfair advantage to them. And previously we've seen, you know, the judiciary coming out really to pronounce itself on very many issues. And what are we expecting tomorrow? Are we expecting them, what is the best, I know it's a hard one, but what are we expecting? Also consider, are we likely to see the courts consider the time, because we only have, it's just 32 days. What are the considerations that, you know, we're expecting the court to put in place as they make the ruling tomorrow? I know it's a difficult one, but...
Well, I would be surprised if the printing was stopped by the courts because of some of the reasons you've raised. And not only that, I think the process, the issue should be, was the correct process followed, not who the head of state met or did not meet. Because in my view, there are many delegations that go to State House, all of them with varied interests. And whether somebody went under a business delegation or not, or that is neither here nor there. What matters is did IBC follow the right procedure in awarding the contract to this particular company? And from all the evidence adduced so far, it appears that they tried various ways of awarding the contract, which did not work, until they ended up going into under single sourcing, which is allowed under procurement rules. So if there is a part of the procurement procedure that they violated, then that would be cause. But the reasons being given are not really a cause to stop printing of ballot papers at the 11th hour. But when over 50%, I think more than that has already been printed.
Okay, but these things that we're seeing, you know, are we likely to see after the elections, you know, the losers, you know, throwing stones at some of these issues? Like, remember, we raised our flag about this, but it was not taken into consideration.
Yeah, my take on this one is the process. I think it's important to ensure that the process was right. But don't forget that this case went to court first, and it was thrown out. The IBC was asked to do a retendering. IBC appealed for some moment, then it withdrew the appeal. It allowed the Al Ghurair to take up the case. You know, that caused some element of suspicion. And of course, there was also a problem with the procurement board. It didn't come out very clearly to say whether or not the process was well followed. But there is something they call perception. You know, we don't want to go for election with some group feeling there is something hidden somewhere. My take would be the area we had is with contention is the presidential printing.
Yes.
I think that we're talking about 20 million votes. The best thing would have been, can we pull those ones out? Not allow Al Ghurair to print them, because there is some suspicion.
Yes.
Not to allow South African to print them, because there is some suspicion. Get someone neutral to print those 20 million papers. Let Al Ghurair continue with the others of the MCA, the governor, the MPs.
Yes.
But these 20 million, I think it will be fair if we can get someone else to handle them, and everybody will go for election happy.
Peacefully. All right, we'll continue the conversation in the other side of the show. That's after a few minutes, so on our second part of the show. We'll continue the conversation, and then I'll be taking a look at your feedback. All right, so we'll take a break right now. We're coming back in a few minutes for a second hour. Don't